Okay guys, so I'm here outside just filming this little plant and it is cold. It is June 1st and it's still kind of chilly. It's windy and I guess this is not appropriate summer weather right now in Staten Island. But I couldn't help but look how beautiful it did look, the greens. So it has the greens. Uh, this is the front of my home. Not the front, but this is what they plant here, bamboo trees. You've probably seen them in countless videos. Um, yeah, they're gonna beautify this section, so it's gonna look nice. If you hear closely, the birds are chirping. It's around 7 in the morning. Lots of green, 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 green. Alright guys, so I'm here and I realize my wife made a comment about me yesterday about fruit picking. She says I'm probably one of the worst people at picking fruits at supermarkets, and you know what? I might have to agree. I just don't know sometimes. Bananas are tricky depending on if you like them really, really sweet, but they have this weird smell that I don't like when it's too brown. And then if they're too green, they kind of don't have that flavor. So it's hard to find that in between. So I'm just observing that. Granny Smith apples I'm pretty good at, I think, because of that waxy bloom thing. And plus, I've picked so many now. I think I'm pretty good at it since my wife makes that apple cake so many times. I love. But for bananas, like, there's these weird black dots. I don't know. It could be anything. But yeah, I was just observing that. I'm not very good at picking that. Okay, guys, so today's choice of drink is going to be a piece of lemon and a full cup of water, which will be good for me. Hopefully it will start my day. Still starting to feel the aches in my wrist still. I don't know what that's about. And again, my shins, one of my shins, this shin, the main one where I twisted my foot last night, started again. But no swelling, nothing swollen yet. So that's okay. I guess when I turn a certain way, I don't know, maybe it's phantom pains, but my shins feel kind of, right now they don't feel hot and I can touch them. So it doesn't hurt or anything. Yeah. So, and I'm walking more, so I had to put these shoes on because I can't put on my new sneakers that I bought because they're a little tight and I want to feel comfortable. And I have under these some diabetic socks, which I've never worn in my life, but they are light. You can see here. They're light. They feel like bamboo almost, but they help. So, yeah. Alright, guys. I guess I wanted to show you, since this health scare, I've been a little bit into some natural herb stuff. So, this right here is a piece of ginger. This is ginger. My wife has been making a concoction with it. So she puts ginger, raw honey, which is really good, that honey, and some turmeric, which I don't know where the powder's at. And what she does is make it into a concoction right here, into this little concoction. So I get a cup of water right here. You can see there's some water. And what I do is take about 1 to 2. It looks kind of yucky, but it's not. It really isn't. It's strong though, so you put in the cup. 1. I put about 2 scoops because it's so strong. I put it in there and I stir it. So it's turmeric, ginger, and honey. Now the turmeric supposedly is good for digestion, and the ginger helps with, inflammation. So I'm just going to add a little bit more water. And that's it. I water it down a little bit. It's strong. I can put back my honey heel, but I don't want to. I mean my lemon peel, but I don't want to. So yeah, I've been doing that a couple of days now. I like this little concoction. I mean, when my wrists were in pain, this kind of helped. So it has that after turmeric ginger taste. I mean, it's not that bad when you water it down, but it's in there. Yeah. All right, guys. So 2025. Okay, let's do that again. 2025. No, seriously, 2025, so far the first 6 months have been, for me, as a person, an artist, uh, a husband, uh, it's been a lot. It's been quite a year. It's not even a year yet, 6 months of 2025. I am so far with the health thing I keep talking about in my last 3 videos about being, not ready for that, and I'm going to the doctor, taking more tests, and I think it's more of a scarier time for me getting older. So I'm realizing my boundaries, and also appreciating what I know initially, and the people I'm surrounded with love, and I take that into consideration. I have a lot going on. I definitely do. I try not to say it so much, but I do have a lot going on. But at the same time, I'm still trying to find my way. I actually found my way. I'm going to say that. I'm finding my way in art. I know what I'm doing with artistically. I know where I paint artistically, where I draw, where I sculpt, where I make things. I definitely know where I'm at with that. Um, but I'm also on another road where um, I'm just enjoying the little things, like reading a book, trying to help out with my wife in her projects. I'm trying to do it because there are projects. Essentially, it's our home, so we're doing a lot of home projects. She's doing a lot. It's amazing, and I'm impressed by what she does. So I want to be there, and I have to be there. And I know I work full time, but I also want to be a part of what goes on. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
McLean Avenue, Ocean Avenue. This stop is McLean Avenue and Ocean Avenue. Next stop, Meridian.
All right, guys. I have a smile because I just came back to videoing again. It's been not too long since I videoed, but 2 weeks. I don't know. But there's a lot. So far, 2025 hasn't been what I expected. It has been up and down, mostly down. And it's been a rough year this year. So you probably heard from the past videos, if you check out the other videos. Um, I had a health scare, and they're still trying to figure out, narrow it down, that what it is, whatever it is, that they can capture it, find the diagnosis, and then prescribe me something to help. So during that ordeal, I had another sad thing happen just this past week. Something me and my wife loved. I don't want to give too much away because it's private, but and family and friends do know. Something dear to us passed away, and I don't want to talk about it too much in this video because it's going to choke me up, and it's a personal thing, but I just want to give you emphasis on. It's been a rough year. A rough year. It's just been mentally worn out a little bit. I'm gonna say it. I've been mentally worn out, but I'm still mentally sharp. I have been trying. I've been trying other ways to channel this, and try other ways of exercise. But unfortunately, exercise with the health scare has stopped. So I was punching the bag. If you saw my other channel, on the Wolfman channel, I was punching the bag. In this channel, I used to do a lot of walks and talks. So I used to carry the phone around and talk. Fortunately, that hasn't been the case. When I was able to, the island on Staten Island was much smaller. There were less people, but there are now more people. So carrying a camera, I have to be aware also of my surroundings. Unfortunately, with a lot of crime, you have to be, unfortunately, that's just the truth. Not that someone wants to grab a phone all the time, but I have to be aware when I'm crossing the street, and people do not want to be caught in the video, and I don't want that. It's not fun for me, and it's definitely probably not fun for them. But that's been the video intakes have been that way. I wake up every morning, and I still don't have time to do videos because I'm waking up mornings for myself, which I enjoy. So I have no headphones on anymore. Been doing that for 10 years, have the headphones on, listening to podcasts and music, and not really enjoying the sounds of what Staten Island has to offer. And in this particular area of Staten Island that I'm in, it's houses, trees, birds, turkeys, groundhogs, snakes, cats, dogs, and lots and lots and lots of species of birds, which I love, actually. I've come to love, not all the time, being woke up at 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning with this unique bird calling. Yeah, so that's my outlet right now. It's my only piece with 2025 being a rough year so far. Half a year already into this, and 2025 has been just a rough year. But, I went into 2025 with good intentions, like every year, but it's been tough. I haven't done any markets in 2025. So art markets wise, that's why you probably will see in front of you. These are my newest ornaments. So I picked up I just made this last week. This is the Oxford Owl. I made 4 of them, of course. I pulled out 2 right now because I don't want to pull out the other 2. I've been trying to make ornaments because that's what I love doing. I made the wolf, wild wolfin, or wild wolf. Yeah, wild wolfin. Made these cute little guys. And of course, I'm really excited because I also made Pizza Pig. So my art's still there, and I'm making stuff. Not as fast like last year and the year before, but I made Pizza Pig. And yeah. I'll get into it later in the video. You'll see more up close and descriptions and what was the inspiration behind these little ornaments right now. So there's 12 of them. This year it's also changed my, let's go into since this helps with my eating habits. Now I cannot drink. I actually stopped, let me just stop myself there. I've been 2 years off coffee. I don't know what that was about. Maybe it was a COVID shot. I don't know. But I've been 2 years off coffee, and I'm proud of myself because I had a bad relationship with coffee. Because the only way I drink coffee is with lots of milk and sugar and flavors. So I go to Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, you name it, any coffee stand, I have lots of syrup, and I would get energized and hyped. And then that was a bad eating habit. And at work, for the past 10 years, I would, to cut down, thinking, I'm an adult male in my 40s, eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day is not good. For me anyway. My family is pre-diabetic. Most family members are diabetic. So that's not a good thing at all. And having bread that has carbohydrates that turns into sugar, jelly that has a lot of sugar, and peanut butter even has sugar if you don't buy the right kind. So I've been self-conscious. My wife has helped me get involved in this to make my health better because I don't want to be 50 years old and have diabetes. It's not the end of the world, but it's something I don't want. I definitely don't want that. That's just my choice. So I've been drinking teas that are not caffeinated. So this is decaf green tea, going the healthy route as best as I can. Is at the end for cookies, which I love, Oreos, Chips Ahoy's, all types of chocolate chip cookies. Is at the end of ice cream. Now, I can't say no right now, but I'm not thinking about it right now. I have to use alternatives, which is fruit bowls, which my wife makes. Melons, watermelons, strawberries, bananas, grapes, that kind of stuff I've been eating, and including it in my lunch and dinners as well, besides my breakfast. So you can see a lot of what I'm talking about right now is my eating habits, since the health scare has really put a lot into me because they were checking if I had diabetes, and right now it's a no. So they still don't know what it is, but I'm drinking a ginger, I think, and what is that word? I'm having a blank with the word. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna get that word. It is. Oh, yes. I had to look at my vitamins that I take now. It is a turmeric mix with a little bit of honey, and that's it. Hot tea, and I drink lots of water now. So yeah, this is where I'm at in 2025. It's June. This is the pinnacle of where I'm at in my life. Whew. And I don't know, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go with that. I just move forward. I think that's what I'm doing, moving forward. I think a lot of you guys, wake up. Not a lot of you guys. For me, I wake up and I push forward. I try to keep pushing forward because that's the best way I can do, That is the best I can do. And I try to cheer myself up still. I've been sketching in my book. I don't have it right now. I was going to bring it in the video. I'm sketching more of my ornament ideas, and I'm still drawing. I always draw my subject of women. They're always nude, and that's just the way it is. I don't show it too much on YouTube. It's not appropriate, and that's okay. I still have a love for drawing that, the anatomy of the female body, and I have no shame of it. So I want to get back into my art craft again now. I want to get back into my favorite things to do, which is, I want to get back into dancing. I used to dance a lot. No professional here at all. Just love dancing to many types of music and be, just groove with it. So I haven't been able to do that. I want to travel other places, take a drive to a different town and try different foods and different events, and a lot has been holding me back financially, and also fears that are coming back for me, fear-based things that I have to take care of, not so much of not just financially, but of what I think in my mind is what's building up in my mind. And a lot of it, of course, is where I cut down on the phone, because the phone with the social media gives you this idea. So I've been away from that. I've been away far from the phone. So it's no politics on my feed, no what's going on. I mean, I'm not being stupid, of course. I know what's going on with the world. I mean, what I don't know what's going on with the world. I'll say it this way: I know what the phone is giving me, what's happening to what their news reports are saying. So I have to be a little bit more also open and cognizant about that. So I am. I hear what the news is. Some of these news outlets are saying. So it's something I don't like to get involved as much. I liked being in my small world of art, and my little small world of me and my wife and our little house, and that's pretty much it. And our small group of friends that we love and hang out with when we can. So, and family. That's basically me. And 2025 has been the challenge this year because of that. Slowly I feel like out of touch with things, but it'll come back. And yeah, it's just a different thing. And I still, don't get me wrong, I still go to work every day. Um, I shower every day if I can, every day, every other day if I can, I brush my teeth every day. I do all the things I need to do for my physical well-being now that I've gotten better. I mean, now that I got this house care, I do even more. But um, but I just feel there's something in me that has to be, nothing wrong with me. It's just dealing with it. You know, uh, it's been a tough year. That's all I'm gonna really say. 2025. I haven't done markets. Death of a loved one. It's just really, really tough. And even though I set out to start this video talking about my ornaments, it hasn't been the case. It's been a tough year with that too. I mean, I love making these guys, and I'm gonna not dismiss it. Um, but this is what 2025 is. Um, let's talk about Summerween. I want to talk about that. I mean, Summerween. You hear me? Summerween. I'm getting that wrong. The trend on YouTube has been, uh, no, it is Summerween. Correction, it is Summerween. Yeah, Summerween. Instead of Halloween, Summerween. Some of the YouTubers I've been watching have been doing this, and they go to the stores. They go to, I can't even name the stores. No, I can. Some of them were Michael's, Home Goods, that I'm familiar with, Target, and there are some more that they go and they have these special Halloween items for sale at the store. So they'll have pumpkins, candles, candle makeover signs, not costumes though, which I find kind of weird. Um, Very weird. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Halloween. I do. But I love my summer too. It is the summer where I know about reading Rainbow, about sitting in front of the television and watching Saturday morning cartoons, and then going outside and riding a bike, playing kickball, my mom and my dad taking me out, having ices and ice cream. Uh, if we ever did go to the beach, it was once in a while, but going to the local pool or going to the parades in New York City, which is historically, we have a lot. We have the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Um, I remember that's my summer, being hot and going to the. I lived in the what they call the New York City projects, where I used to go every morning, and they had the summer lunch programs where you would go in the morning and they'll go down. We used to call one called the ramp, and you actually go down the ramp and you go down, sit down, and the lights were so bright, and you sit down at these tables, and I remember the smell of it. Like you can see the milk. It's almost very much a New York City lunchroom in the '80s, and you peel back the plastic, and you get a bologna sandwich, a pizza, apple, and you hear the buzz, and other people, families would take 4 or 5 of them to go to eat. That would be their lunch and dinner. So that's my synonymous with staying home a lot too. I remember staying home just as much as going out, drawing on copy paper, comic books, drawing Batman and watching the Batman cards, and my mom would wake up and buy me the Batman 1989 movie cards, and the Teenage Mutant Turtles, and then the water guns, those 80s and 90s, those colorful water guns, and I never really got one, but I saw people in the neighborhood, and that was my summers, and that was when I was a young kid, So when they say summerween, it's nothing wrong with it. I actually like the idea, but it's just different for me. Halloween for me will always be during the fall, going back to school. I remember big black garbage bags that we would collect the leaves and put in there and make projects out of it on the wall and paste it and put it in paper. It was so much fun, I have to say. It was a better time for me, I guess. And I was growing up, but I was learning the world a little bit. I don't know about you, but it sure went fast. It went really fast for me. Perhaps you had a different summer, having a different Halloween experience and a different summer experience. But those are my experiences. Halloween for me, if I remember also, was never in the summer because I remember it would be too hot to wear that vinyl costume. I forgot the name of the company already. They would be, you would wear this mask that was a rubber band and it would be sharp on the edges. And I had the He-Man Masters of the Universe. Well, I was Skeletor as the bad guy, or I was a skeleton or a ninja, or I was Hi-Ho Silver, the Long Ranger. So I was all these characters in these cheap masks, and I would go to the stores with my mom. It would be so much fun. I was Spider-Man, I remember. And I would hear the song, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, that jingle, whatever. And that was my kid world. And now, I'm going to be 50, approaching 50 next year, and my new summer is with my wife, and we used to do a few markets, not a lot, and we still go. I still go. Mutenka, we go to. Right now, we do this once a month or twice a month. We go to elderly homes and play karaoke, play music, and have them sing karaoke. That's fun. I love that. Driving more around, fishing if we can. Going to the local parks here when we can, take photos with this camera if we can. So that's a lot of stuff I'm doing. I want to leave off with this because I want to talk about the next thing that's going on. So just give me a moment here. All right, just have to check. My camera only records for 30 minutes, and I don't even know how long I was talking. I just realized. Yeah, so talking about summer, I'm sorry I'm harping on this and talking about this, but last year I started making ornaments, earrings, and necklaces and keychains of pumpkins. So that was in the summer. So that's what I think watching those last year, those summer wing videos from those YouTubers motivated me, got me excited. So I can see the influence it has when you watch something like that, the influence of it. But I also don't want to miss my summer where I draw fish, whales, sharks, and other jellyfish and seahorses, because that's my summer too. I see that water thing and water life, aqua life. When I walk the beaches here at Staten Island, it's a beautiful thing to walk a beach. It has been a really beautiful thing to do, and I don't want to miss that. I don't. I don't want to take that for granted. I know this is a really long video, and I'm sorry. It's just I had to, it's been a while. I just wanted to vent off on things like that. Going back to work, I have had some struggles now. So here in this area of the video, I'm talking about the struggles of 2025 still. And going back to work, 2025 at work has been still new to me. I mean, I don't have too much problems at work. Actually, I'm pretty good. I'm decent with there. It's just getting there. So I take transportation, which is the local bus. I got an app now that tells me more or less when the bus is going to come. I didn't have an app before. I would just go to the stop at a certain time I thought it was going to be there, and hope and pray to be there or walk. But lately, I have been taking the app. A little thing in me is feeling this weird guilt of not walking enough. But you know what? I just came back from a serious, problem condition with my feet and my body. So I'm not going to be too hard on myself. I don't think anyone should be hard on themselves, but also be honest with yourself. Right now, I'm not strong enough to run like I usually do, and that could be a lot of factors. One being age, not eating right, and having this health scare. So those are the things that are going on for me for walking to the bus. The bus I heavily rely on. I also pay for it, and it's also changing in Staten Island. The whole cultural phenomenon of being in Staten Island, there's an influx of more people coming in, and 10 years ago it was different. So I have to also accept that it's becoming more and more people coming in. It is not a total like New York City packed, but it's, still people coming in. And there's always weird things that go on the bus. So one of them being, you know, seats people get up. Well, before you even get on the bus, the line thing in Staten Island, I'm going to tell you the truth. People line up. There are people who will skip a line, who will position themselves. It's all about positioning and this weird greediness. I find myself sometimes first online, but I realize it's not going to happen anymore. I used to get frustrated and upset, but I don't do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. It's not my energy to start the day like that. People want to skip the line, and they have to come first, and they have to get a seat. That's what they're worried about. I have feet problems, but I also realize I could always wait for another bus till it's empty. And then when you get on the bus, there's always other things going on. There are people who have, bags on their seats. They have carriages. They take up two seats. Young kids who are just, they don't know any better. They just want to challenge you, arguments, stuff like that. So it can be very nerve-wracking. It doesn't sound like very pleasant. If you don't make it pleasant, I try to realize this is not what I want to be. This is not, I do have a car, but it's cheaper because there's a toll. So to go over the bridge, and I don't have my license yet. So, but I will. But still, I don't want to drive myself to drive into another neighborhood where parking is harder. So anyhow, that is the scene in Staten Island with bus. So the commuting here is still lacking, and I'm not upset about it. I'm just grateful we still have some type of transportation. So yeah. And so that's another thing that's being, so, I mentioned, 2025 not being in markets, loss of a loved one, having a health scare, the neighborhood changing, getting bigger, Summerween, not that it really bothers me, but these are just the things going on in my mind. And having another channel, I do the Wolfman channel, which I like. It's about my horror side, horror movies. I like classics and a lot of low budget do it yourself, Blair Witch type films, found footage film genre. But after all that's going on, when I get home in the evening, I try to decompress. So after I'm walking off the bus, getting home, my wife's here. She's tired. She's doing many projects around the house. She is amazing. She's good at that. Trying to find an outlet. So I used to exercise. Can't do that as much. I do less of it. Also have completely stopped doing meditation, which maybe I have to get back into the practice. I will get back into the practice of meditation. Meditation for anyone is a lot of things. It's something I found helped me a lot with a clear mind. And also I have to get back into art. I love my art. And these little guys make me happy. These guys really make me happy. Every time I make something and it pops up, especially when my wife looks at it and says, oh, that's cute. And I wanted to show you guys actually that. I want to show you this. I'm going to zoom in on these guys and maybe talk a little bit about each one. So bear with me, guys. I want to talk about it because this is really important to me too, to talk about these guys. You have to mind, don't mind the table. It's a mess. She's doing some projects. It's my fault too. I haven't cleaned up, so. But I want to show you a little bit of what we've been doing. Let me show you. Okay, guys, so like I said, I wanted to come back and show you, even though 2025 has been a rough year, I'm still making cute things. And right now, what you see before you is Oxford the Owl, a new ornament that was just made last week. I love him. And the idea behind the owl was I wanted to make a bird in one of the bird species in ornaments. And this is one of my ones. This is one of them. And so if you look at it closely, there's the bow tie on this little guy. Let me see if I can show you. Um, yeah, there it is. There's the bow tie. I'm going to point it out with my microphone. There's the bow tie right there. So there it is, a bow tie. And his little tail in the back. He has a little tail, and he has jeans on. So this owl's Oxford. He's a little studious owl. And so and I love owls. If you look very close to the eyes, they're reminiscent to the drawings of the 40s and 30s and 40s of owls, I think. And he has little feathers and his little cute feetsies made out of course, I'll tell you, polymer clay, resin, and some pastel chalk. I designed that one. So you'll see the different colors. Here's the green one. There's a green one. There's a yellow one. And behind them is a red one. Let's see if I can bring it up front. Yeah, here's the red one. And what you see, that coating, that shining coating, it is a UV safe resin. It's safe for the skin. And there's a blue one. There's a blue one right here. Hold on, I'm going to show you. This is what I did for the blue one. There you go. And they're very light. They're not heavy. This is the size of it. It's about my hand. So if I back off, let me back up a little bit, making a mess here. So here it is. It's about 2 inches each one. And they're all made not by, I don't use any molds. It is hand done, each one. So these 4 pieces will take me about, just to sculpt them, about 2 to 3 hours sometimes. If I'm focusing, it could take 2 hours. Then putting on the colors take another hour or so, and then making sure when they're baking that they come out right. Because a lot of them when I bake, I lose a lot of them. So sometimes I can bake 4 of these and I only get 1. I get lucky sometimes and I get all 4. Baking for me has still been a process that I cannot master, and it's not that I'm trying to master it, but it's just part of the deal of playing with polymer clay. I try to make as many as I can. That way I can salvage as many as I can. So sometimes I'll make 8 pieces and only 3 come out, or 4. So this 4 set came out the best I can, and I love it. A lot of them done also in my style. I put that pin on, and what you see here is just it's supposed to be a string, but this is the idea of a hanging ornament. So that metal part you see on the head comes off. It slides off. Let me take it off. Hold on. I'll show you. I'll show you right now. Just give me a second. So there it is without the metal part. There's the pin right there. Here's the pin right here. That little pin where you put the string. I actually include the string, so I put a ribbon when I have them. So when I sell them at markets, I usually put a ribbon and then display it. So there's my little cute little owl guy. His little feetsy. And they're all painted also uniquely in their own way. Nothing is, it's artist style. So there might be some imperfections that you might see, but that's, to me, it's just an art piece. Really, these are art pieces for me. And I make collections of them. I really enjoy making these little owls. They were going to be different. I had to sit down and think about the design. In fact, I will be making more owls. Speaking about Summerween from the Halloween, so I'm definitely going to think about pumpkins, and it's just exciting when I talk about that because that's what I love to do. That's what I really want to do, stuff like that. Making collections of the owls and imagining where you can go with it. And also I'm making the girl versions with their little summer rockabilly dresses. So you'll see the girl owl version soon. These are the boys. All right, let's go to the one before all that. This was my 2025. Well, this is the second set of 2025 what I made. And these are wilding wolves. So this was inspired because of my Wolfman channel and also because I love the Wolfman. So you see this Wolfman right here, this wilding wolf. Let me see if I can hold it so you can see it properly. Okay, there we go. So this is the red version, and what I did with him, of course, was give him the yellow eyes, the little teeth on the side. You see his little teeth on his snout. And there's a different version of how I make my polymer clay ornaments. The nose is protrude on most of my polymer ornaments. It's not out, it's in. But this one was fun. And there's a little ring, the socket ring, where I'll put the ribbon to hang, and his little wolf ears. So this is Wilding Wolf, and I made him in 4 colors, handmade, also polymer clay, pastel, chalk, and resin. Not These are a little, nothing is perfect. It's about 2 inches. I'll show you. They weigh nothing literally, and they can hang very well. So that's the red one. I'll show you the green one, and they're unique again. Each piece is never going to look too much alike. They look similar, but this green one, I love it because it reminds me of Scooby-Doo's color and Shaggy's green and Hanna-Barbera's cartoon colors. So, and he's got that little cute tooth on each side. You see his little teeth snarling, and he's Wilding Wolf, really cute. And of course, there you go. I didn't really put tails on this one because it's more of almost more closer to the wolf man. So that's why I call it Wilding Wolf. Here's the orange one. I love the orange color too. And there's the back and little feet. And I'll show you the blue one. Here's the blue one. Now the light blue came out pretty good. I like his little paws also. If you notice, they have paws. All these wolfmen have paws. You can see it. And you see the little marbling on the face because I put 2 colors. So I mixed a white and a terracotta to make this color. So it's not really pastel. The only thing that's pastel was the blue jeans that I put, or the color of the pants on each of these wolfmen. So those were an inspiration. So these guys really inspired me. These wolfmen were inspiring me because I watched the Wolfman. I actually love dressing up as the Wolfman for Halloween, and I thought maybe I could make a version, and I did. I liked it a lot. Now this, of course, I could also, I make these into ornaments like the arms and legs. So, but it could also be a keychain. It could also be a keychain. It depends on you what you want. I don't know. I just put it as an ornament, but I can make it a keychain. And now I want to show you the last one I made, which was a surprise this year for me. Really exciting. It's Pizza Pig. That's right, Pizza Pig. I put the 2 words together, P and P, Pizza Pig. And he's got a pepperoni pizza, so it's Pepperoni Pizza Pig. And his chef's hat, a cute little red scarf, and a baker's jacket, and his little cute pink feet. And he also has a little pink tail in the back. So there are 2 versions. This is the girl with her eyelashes, as you can see. This is the girl version. She's very happy making pizza. And I have the boy who doesn't have eyelashes. Let's see if I can get him out. There he is. The boy who doesn't have eyelashes. So there's the girl and the boy. And I made 4 of them only. So they're very rare. They're only very, not rare, but just that's it. I just made 4. I could always make more, but of any of these. But again, these are just ideas I made. And so Pizza Pig, I made 2 boys and 2 girls, and they're basically holding a pepperoni pizza. Let me show you a little bit more of the back. And there's the back, the little pig ears. Hold on. Okay, so there we go. There's the pepperoni pizza, holding it under her hand, and yeah, and the little red scarf to show a baker's hat. Very cute and fun. These were the surprise for me this year. I really like how they came out. I love the color of the pink. Really just excited about how I made it. And of course, they, not all look the same. They're colored differently a little bit, imperfections, but these are art pieces. These are not machine made, and they're not intended to be that way. These are made from my hands, which I'm holding the other mic. So I really enjoyed that. Yeah. And I'm glad that you guys got to see these pieces I'm making. And I think I'll be making more pieces. Alright guys, I think that wraps it up what I wanted to talk about. Summing up this Saturday morning, I just wanted to, hopefully you'll get this video by Saturday evening or this following week coming up. Yeah, so 2025, halfway through there. I hope your 2025 is amazing, adventurous, something new, exciting happened for you, that you go through some good journeys, you learn something about yourself, you respect your health, you respect others, and that you find your creative way in life. And if you're not there and you're in another place, a place of limbo, I think enjoy that journey too, even though it's hard, or bear with it. And if you're in a dark place, embrace it too. Embrace that too, because you come out of it with light. You always do. It's just you don't see it in the beginning because you have to go through things, and they take time. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.